there's a board over the windows. There is a not stained glass, but stained glass-esque, if you will. What I'm going to do is I'll share my screen. It's just a really ornate quasi-stained glass that's not stained glass. It has like the soldering in between and everything like that. That was broken into, and there was plywood from the inside over it. And whoever plywooded it up, which was the property management company that's watching this property, they put frickin' holes through that good ornate trim as well. And they put another screw directly through a whole nother pane of glass. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Commercial Real Estate Starting from Scratch podcast with me, John Kleisch. In this podcast, I am documenting my journey from $0 in commercial real estate all the way up until however far we take this thing. I am documenting my journey from how I got deals, what I'm doing to get deals, what's happening with those deals, the numbers, all of the in-between, making weekly updates following my journey so you can follow. And for entertainment purposes, you can hopefully learn something. Maybe you could learn something from my pain and suffering and not make those same mistakes, or you cannot. Doesn't matter. Either way, that's what I'm doing. Thank you very much for tuning in and listening. If this is your first episode, I recommend going back to the beginning to get caught up to speed. It's pretty much in chronological order of what I did to get my deals. And now as it sits, it is November 12th as of this recording. I own $1.5 million worth of real estate in one industrial building, and I am about to own another office that's worth $975,000 the way it sits. And this is my fourth or fifth month, something like that. So we're moving along at a pretty rapid pace. So enough for the intro, some housekeeping stuff. The podcast is actually doing a lot better than I thought. I really didn't think that anybody would really care what I was doing for a very long time. I have done practically $0 or zero outreach to people to even let them know. I haven't even made a post on Facebook or Instagram that I started a podcast, which is something I should definitely do. I literally texted the 10 people or less that I thought would be interested in it and said, hey, check it out. This is what I'm doing. So 96 downloads so far in 10 episodes. I think that was really, really cool. And some good news. We're international, baby. We have 3 downloads in Tel Aviv, Israel, and 1 in Canada. So not quite worldwide, but your boy's going international, baby. I thought that was really cool. Very excited to see that. And it gives me motivation to get up here every week and put my ugly mug on camera and putting it out there. So I love to see the guys getting more and more downloads every time we put out an episode. I hope that people are enjoying it and it's fun to watch and listen to and keeping up with what I have going on. So thank you guys very much. It's been exciting, and I will continue to do this for a very long time because I actually truly enjoy this, and I think it's really cool to watch it grow. All right, so last week we were supposed to close. We were supposed to close on Thursday, Friday, something like that. And I recorded my episodes on Wednesday, so I believe it was Thursday that I was going to do the final walkthrough of Thunderbird, the office building. And very, very, very glad that I did. So what happened? We are walking up the stairs, and then I see there's a board over the windows. There is a not stained glass, but stained glass-esque, if you will. What I'm going to do is I'll share my screen so you can see it. It's just a really ornate quasi-stained glass that's not stained glass. It has like the soldering in between and everything like that. That was broken into, and there was plywood from the inside over it. And whoever plywooded it up, which was the property management company that's watching this property, they put frickin' holes through that good ornate trim as well. And they put another screw directly through a whole nother pane of glass. So that was number one. I wasn't too concerned about that. I'm like, whatever. There's been crackies, homeless people hanging around there. This guy got aggressive finally and broke in, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I wasn't overly down to see that. And then I look a little bit more to the left, which there are the outdoor bathrooms, and those had boards up over it. And I was like, oh gosh, what happened? Did they break in? Whatever. And then I noticed they drilled through the steel frame as well. So there's like 25 holes in each window frame, bathroom door frame as well. So it's like, oh my goodness. I had my drill with me, thank goodness. And then so we took all those off, couldn't get inside. One bathroom was fine. The other bathroom we couldn't get into, had to call the property management company. And I'm doing this walkthrough with the two brokers and my contractor slash friend, Tyler. Shout out Tyler. If you guys are in Phoenix and need anything construction wise, electrician, dirt moving, holler at me. I got a good guy for you. He's fantastic. Known him for a very long time. So they call the property management company and say, hey, we need to get into this bathroom. Can you send somebody with some keys? 20 minutes goes by. Lady shows up. She don't have no keys, but she just drills out the lock. We get inside. Everything is fine. Okay, cool. We're doing the rest of our walkthrough, mostly going through with Tyler. He's going to do the junk removal for us too. So he was just getting an idea of how many things were left behind. And what I'll do is I'll just share these photos with you. So here is the non-stained glass window that I was talking about. You could see here the 1, 2, 3, 4 panes, and then the fifth one over here is a little bit broken on that trim too. No big deal. I'm getting quotes on this. So far, I haven't able to find anyone that can do this soldering. So fingers crossed this doesn't get too wildly expensive here. And now we're going through here. Let's see here. Here is the photos of the boarded up bathrooms. Again, not a huge deal, but there's holes all up and down this metal frame. Again, something else to do. So then we are walking through and we get to the bottom room, one of the bottom rooms, and this is what I walk into. And I look at the brokers. I'm like, hey, what's up with this? Oh, I don't know. There's an active water leak dripping from the ceiling. It looked just like this. Literally, this is exactly what I walked into. You can see here the ceiling is all messed up, and then it's been dripping down this wall as well. There were pockets of water in between the paint. We were cutting out those bubbles, and water was just dripping down the wall. Something you don't want to see, not very excited about. We're like, dude, what happened? We thought maybe the crackies got in, left a faucet on somewhere, did some damage, whatever it may be. And then we come to find out, we get into the water heater closet, and it's just a little tiny leak. Probably been happening for a very, very long time. Nobody just ever caught it. And with water, I mean, it was like a drip, barely anything, but over time, that's what happens. So really unfortunate, because this is not what you want to see going through your final walkthrough, especially when you're trying to do a very, very, very quick flip and turn around things. This just added a lot. And so we did the whole walkthrough. We're on our way out with the brokers. I look at him and go, hey, so what do we do from here? He's like, well, just close on it. Well, that's great and all. I think that's fantastic that you want us to close. However, fundamental changes happen to the office that are not good, and I'm not okay with. So I said, hey, this ain't going to work out. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what this is going to cost, and I'll give you a call. And I actually rode with Tyler, my contractor, on the way home, and we talked about it on everything to get done. And realistically, we don't know how long this thing was leaking for. There could be mold everywhere. Who knows? There's going to be mold for sure. It's just a matter of how much. In the grand scheme of things, I had no idea how much that custom glass was going to cost. I imagine it's going to cost thousands, because this is going to be somebody that is like an artist is going to be coming out here. Not many people doing the stained glass windows and everything. Like I mentioned, every glass company I've gotten in touch with so far has been like, I don't do that. So a little bit of unknown things. But at the end of the day, I call the brokers and I'm like, hey, this is what we need to move forward. $22,789 price reduction to make this happen. They're like, hey, you're getting such a great deal that the sellers are going to say no, the bank owned foreclosure. So they're going to say no. I'm like, hey, that's great. you think that you can now sell the property for more money with an active water leak and this broken glass and these boarded up bathrooms. Have at it. Have at it. And they were not really on my side. They're not my brokers. They're not representing me. So, of course, they're representing the seller. And I had to play hardball. And seriously, like, that makes the deal a heck of a lot worse, for sure. Now, is it going to be a deal breaker? Probably not. But at the end of the day, it sucks. It really does. But least of my worries, this is probably the littlest hurdle to ever happen. So this happened on Thursday. Friday, we're waiting to hear. Nothing. Can't get a hold of the sellers. I thought that was a little bit strange. I thought maybe they were gaming it a little bit, maybe trying to make me nervous or sweat or whatever. Over the weekend, waiting on pins and needles to hear what's happening. You know, the lender's now on hold, title's now on hold, money's on hold. We actually, from our private lender, he wired the money in on Friday, so money's now sitting there costing hundreds of dollars a day. And nervous weekend, really hard to focus on anything, hard to eat, just nervous about this whole deal, falling apart, going, man, oh man, we got to the very end of this deal. Everything was so good. Now it's going to die. It's not going to, it's not going to work out. Or, we get that price reduction, or we don't get the price reduction and we decide to move forward with it. We had a conversation, my partner John and I talked about it, said, hey, if they don't give us a price reduction, are we going to walk from this deal? And the consensus was, hey, we don't know. Let's just wait and see how the weekend goes and then go from there. So Monday morning, I get a call from the broker. Hey, they're good to go, blah, blah, blah. We send down an addendum. Yes. Felt great to get that done. Now, would I have rather have not gotten a price reduction and not have this water leak? Yeah, 10 out of 10 times. We got a good price reduction, $22,000. Do I think it's worth it? Honest to God, no. I would not. I would take that other deal 10 out of 10 times. So the purchase price went down to $618,300, something like that. So they didn't do the $789. They just did the $700, which is fine. But ended up being like $618. And then we had to change all the lender docs and everything. And as you know, if you've been following along, the lender has been not the quickest in getting the lender docs together. Monday at like 10 a.m., I call everybody. I get the ball rolling again. Now I'm sitting here Wednesday. Lender docs have arrived. They came in at like 4 p.m. Everything is set to go. I am just going to go ahead and sign the documents tomorrow, and we will own that building tomorrow. I wish I was doing this podcast a day later and I could actually celebrate and have the closing documents all signed, sealed, and delivered. However, it's not. Do I have faith that the deal is done? Yes, I do. My contractor is heading over there tomorrow to go ahead and start work and cutting out all of that wet, moldy drywall and carpet because I do not want mold getting worse in that office space. So that was basically the big update. There's a bunch of furniture in there that I'm trying to sell on Facebook Marketplace. That way we don't have to pay to get it hauled out. I can make a little bit of money. I'm giving the stuff away for like $20 each. Probably make $100, $200. That'll go for like lunch for the contractors or random Home Depot stuff here and there. So nothing too crazy, but it probably costs that much to dump it out. So saving maybe a couple $100 by doing that, not bad, worth it in my opinion. It hasn't taken a lot of effort on my part there. So now the budget and the timeline that we set last week, of course, already don't even own the building yet, and it got pushed back. That's why I don't like planning things, because you never know, right? Do I think this is going to add a ton of time? I mean, maybe a week, maybe 10 days. Now we got to replace a water heater. We got to get that glass taken care of, and we got to get that room dried out, re-drywall, taped and textured, and then paint matched and put all that trim back. So I have a feeling that I'll be able to kind of have everyone work together. I can get that flooring to start, and they can start on the upper levels or somewhere different, and Tyler will take a few days to get in there. I'm going to wait to see what he thinks time-wise before I actually start that flooring. I want to do flooring last because that way we're not going to be dropping paint on it or moving construction stuff here and there, even though we are doing a light remodel. I just want that to be last. However, I can get the glass guy in there at the same time. I can have Tyler doing the dry, what is that stuff called? Wallpaper removal and the drywall touch up and paint kind of at the same time. They can be there together. Another cool thing we talked about this morning, we have that cracky homeless guy bussing in the place, which is obviously no bueno. So we bought a bunch of security cameras to get installed and using the Wi-Fi setup and everything like that. And we're even going to pay, I'm going to find somebody and pay him like $50 a time to go just drive by, walk around the property and see if anyone's there. And if anyone is there, boom, we can call the cops right then and there on top of it. So I feel like it's probably been a while since that Cracky's been around. And I don't think that he's, like, judging by what I'm seeing, the first time I went there, there was a bunch of garbage and things like that. Now with them, no access to the bathrooms, the other windows boarded up, I don't think he's like overly aggressive and will break in again. So I don't know how long that's been boarded up. The brokers didn't know. Nobody knows anything about this building. Really weird how kind of that is. But that's what we have going on at Thunderbird. So can't wait to get that taken care of. It does blow our budget by a little bit. I would say probably 12 grand, 15 grand extra, which sucks. But we got a price reduction to make up for it at the end, which we won't realize that money until we do a refinance on it or sell it. But it's fine. We got the money off. It'll be worth it at the end. And that's about it. So tomorrow I am going to be going to title, sign the docs, and heading straight to Thunderbird, changing the locks, meeting up Tyler, getting a game plan going, and going to get this ball rolling. I told my partner John Heisler today that I'm going to do my best to knock this thing out ASAP. So follow along on the rest of this journey. It's going to be fun remodel. I'm going to post pictures and videos on my Instagram. Follow me there, john.kleisch. And if you have any questions, comments, please let me know. Reach out to me, shoot me a message, like this podcast, leave me a review, please. I think those do really well for putting this out to more and more people. If you do know somebody that you feel would benefit from listening to episodes like this, please send it my way. I would be forever grateful for you. Guys, it's been a blast. There's my update for Thunderbird deal number 2. And really appreciate you guys tuning in. And on that note, we're out. Take her easy.